What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to look at the best and worst of SmackDown, and on the news and rumors section we are going to look at The Rock to return at a major pay-per-view to face Roman Reigns, and Montez Ford suffers a serious injury on a recent episode of SmackDown. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for daily wrestling content. It was the penultimate episode of SmackDown to WWE Hell in a Cell 2021, and a lot happened to build hype to the pay-per-view. The central storyline, of course, was around Roman Reigns, who had tension with Jey and beef to settle with Rey Mysterio. Other than that, we've seen a lot of development on this week's show, and there's little doubt as to which brand has done better in the build heading into Hell in a Cell 2021. One more Hell in a Cell match was more or less made official, and it will either be the opening match or the main event. Here are the best and worst bits from SmackDown this week. Number 3, Best. An entertaining Intercontinental title picture on SmackDown. Apollo Crews teamed up with Sami Zayn to face Kevin Owens and Big E on SmackDown. It was a fun little match and Zayn ultimately ended up taking the pinfall and his team lost. As Owens and Big E walked away from the ring celebrating, Crews put a halt to that. He demanded that they give him their attention and called Sami Zayn an idiot for having taken the fall. Instead, he proposed a match next week, and instead of the Great Liberator, it will be Commander Aziz making his, literally, huge in-ring debut on SmackDown. A lot is going on about this storyline that is being done right. Firstly, you have a strong heel champion in Apollo Crews, who has taken huge strides on SmackDown this year. You have two rivals in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn who are mixed into the picture, and not for the first time, while Big E seems to be in the background as well. We assume that a fatal four-way direction will continue from here, and if so, we hope that it culminates at Hell in a Cell 2021. The feud is too entertaining not to warrant a multi-man title match. Number 2, Worst. The Roman Reigns story on SmackDown. It's rare for us to say this, but the Roman Reigns storyline on SmackDown this week left a lot to be desired. The tension with Jimmy kept dragging on, and there wasn't much clarity about what the next step was going to be. Even the feud against Rey Mysterio wasn't built too well. Mysterio openly said that although he knows them likely lose, he still wants to fight. Why build a challenger who doesn't believe they're going to win? It was instant credibility thrown out of the window on SmackDown from the Lucha legend. Number 2, Best. Liv Morgan's victory. Liv Morgan faced Carmella in a rematch, and this time around, she picked up the win on SmackDown. It was a good victory, and a decent but short match overall. The only weird part about it was the post-match shenanigans by Carmella, as she demanded that Greg Hamilton still declare her the most beautiful woman in WWE. Either way, a Liv Morgan win is always great, and hopefully she gets regular TV time and builds on her momentum. Number 1, Worst. The Nakamura King Corbin storyline. Nakamura and King Corbin faced each other for the 4th time, and the scores are now even at 2-2 after the Japanese star won on SmackDown this week. It was thanks to Rick Boobs that Nakamura managed to pick up the win with relative ease, and the feud is set to conclude soon in a battle for the crown. While that part is good, the feud has gotten stale, and it was an unnecessary part of the show. Number 1, Best. Cesaro's return on SmackDown. Seth Rollins was a guest on Ding Dong Hello, and the segment was just him and Bayley laughing about their triumphs. After the role model played a video of Rollins' recent beatdown on Cesaro, the door knocked. Cesaro returned for the first time since the attack and took out Seth Rollins. The overall segment wasn't great, but the Swiss Cyborg's return was a great payoff. Hopefully, he beats Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell and resumes his Universal title pursuit against Roman Reigns on SmackDown. Montez Ford faced Chad Gable in a one-on-one match on tonight's episode of SmackDown. The match was originally supposed to be a tag team match between the Street Profits and the Alpha Academy, but Ford and Gable decided to settle things head-to-head. The match itself was a great one to watch, with both men showing off their athleticism and in-ring ability. Unfortunately, the match was cut short after Otis attacked Montez Ford. Otis, who had just attacked Ford's partner Angelo Dawkins, stormed into the ring and decimated Montez Ford. The attack was so brutal that it left Ford with severe injuries. WWE has confirmed that Montez Ford was evaluated at a local medical facility and has suffered a partial rib fracture and torn intercostal cartilage. Montez Ford suffered a partial rib fracture and torn intercostal cartilage as a result of the attack by Otis. He's being evaluated at a local medical center and WWE Digital will follow up with any up. There is still no update on the extent of the injury, or how long Montez Ford is expected to be out of action for. Hopefully he can make a safe and speedy recovery and return to the ring. Montez Ford's injury is certainly something to worry about, as this is his second injury this year. Ford suffered a minor foot injury earlier this year against the Dirty Dogs. During Street Profits' run as SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the duo started feuding with Ziggler and Rude. It was during a match between the two teams that Ford injured his knee, leading to the Street Profits losing the match and the SmackDown Tag Team titles to Ziggler and Rude, who had been targeting Ford's injured leg. This is very concerning, as it raises questions regarding Montez Ford's proneness to injury. Hopefully this is just a one-off injury and Ford will make a swift recovery. What are your thoughts on Montez Ford's injury? How will this affect the Street Profits? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Before we get into today's main story, can you borrow us a few seconds? We have started a new YouTube channel, and it will be focused on daily Marvel and DC news, theories, and rumors. I promise you won't be disappointed. Be sure to check it out and help us hit 1,000 subscribers. The link is in the description box below. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock, could be returning to WWE really soon. In the latest edition of Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that WWE hopes The Rock can make an appearance at WWE Survivor Series 2021 later this year. It was also speculated that his return could start the build-up to his anticipated feud against current Universal Champion Roman Reigns, leading to a WrestleMania showdown between them. The match could either take place at WrestleMania 38 next year in the AT&T Stadium in Texas, or at WrestleMania 39 in the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. The Rock last appeared for WWE on the 20th anniversary episode of SmackDown on October 4, 2019, where he shared the ring with Becky Lynch. His last WWE match took place at WrestleMania 32 where he defeated Eric Rowan in 6 seconds, a WrestleMania record, in an impromptu match. Ever since the emergence of Roman Reigns' tribal chief/head of the table gimmick, the WWE Universe has been wanting to see him feud with The Rock. During an interview with ESPN's Ariel Helwani earlier this year, Reigns spoke about a potential match against his cousin and 10-time world champion The Rock. "I want to create the largest, most monumental moments that sports entertainment can hold, so if that involves him in the picture, then absolutely. And it all comes back, and I think he would agree to this, it all comes back to the audience. What do our fans want to see? What's gonna entertain? What's gonna create that escapism where they feel like this is real? Those are the moments I want to create," said Roman Reigns. Comment down and let us know your thoughts on a potential dream match between Universal Champion Roman Reigns and The Rock. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our second channel. With that being said, see you in the next video.